Be honest with me for a second. Has working longer hours brought you peace or the painting business that you thought you were going to have? The one that you actually dreamed of? Do you stay awake every night thinking, how can I be working 60-hour weeks and still be this overwhelmed? In a minute, I'm going to show you the real reason why most Christian contractors stay stressed almost all the time. And it has nothing to do with discipline or more hustle. But first, I'm Alessandro Sanford, AKA the Sandman, 800K Kingdom Paint Contractor and Business Mentor. And this channel exists to help Christian paint contractors just like you crush chaos and build a business that runs without them so that they can enjoy more time, more freedom, and more spiritual clarity. Let's go. I'll bet when you first started your painting business, it wasn't to feel constantly rushed and feel like you're falling behind all the time. And what doesn't make sense in your head is that you've got work and you've also got skill and you also have faith. So where's the disconnect? Why isn't this working? Why does everything still feel so heavy? Most guys think they need more time or more motivation or even more help. But the truth is, if you fix the wrong thing, then more work just creates more chaos. Trust me, you do not want more chaos. Stick with me because by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly what to fix first so that you can eliminate that chaos for good. I'm gonna tell you a story that might sound uncomfortably familiar to you. You've been in business for a little while. You stay a couple of weeks booked out. Honestly, your phone is buzzing nonstop between all the dang telemarketers, your customers, your prospects, and even your guys calling on certain projects. You just stay busy. You got nights doing estimates, fielding texts. You're doing that probably until about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. And then there's payroll. Don't forget payroll. And on top of all of that, you're spiritually dry. Like it feels like you're struggling along spiritually, just limping. You're not thriving here at all. And your prayers, it feels like you're talking to God through one of those tin cans on a string. From the outside, your business looks like this is amazing momentum. On the inside though, it feels like you're drowning. Slowly. There was one realization that completely changed how I run my business. And once I saw it, I could not unsee it. I wasn't stressed because I worked too much. I was stressed because everything depended on me. That sound familiar? That's not leadership, guys. That is a liability. Ecclesiastes 4:12 says, though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves, and a cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. You're living the flip side of the reality of this verse. You're one guy, and everything lands on your shoulders. If you don't do it, or you're not involved in it, it's not going to happen. You're like the one man in this verse that is going to be easily overpowered. Ask me how I know, because I used to be that man. Jocko Willink puts it this way: if you have one, you have none. What does that mean? That means if you don't have a backup for something, then you're inevitably going to be without something because everything breaks down at some point. If you have one sprayer, you really have none because at some point that sprayer is going to break down. And when it does, you're going to have exactly 0 sprayers. Unless you plan ahead and you've got a spare. You are way more valuable in your business than a paint sprayer. And if you only have you to count on, if you have that one, you have none. What happens if you go down for a week? Does anything get done? If you answered no, keep it locked. We're gonna deal with that today. There is a simple way to eliminate 60 to 70% of mental drain, exhaustion, and overwhelm without hiring anyone. I'm gonna show you in a second. But right now, you need to know secret number 1. And let me say this clearly. Work isn't the main thing that's exhausting you. It's all of the mental fatigue. You see, in your business, your head is your main bottleneck. Everything lives there. You have to decide, what time do we start? Did we notify the homeowner? Who's doing what? Is this acceptable quality? Then when you lay in bed at night, you stay awake thinking about all the other things that are stuck in your head. You know, all the things that you forgot to do during the course of the day. Did I pay the Sherwin-Williams bill? Did Jeff ever approve his colors? And did I leave that darn remote in the refrigerator again? You see, mental fatigue is like a constant computer program that's running in the background all the time. Even when the computer looks like it's not functioning. Even when it looks like it's at rest. That's why you feel so dang tired. The reality is that when most of your business lives in your head, you will always be fatigued. Your brain is an amazing place for idea generation, but it's absolutely a horrible place for storage. And this is why hustle culture burns out so many good men, especially great paint contractors, because hustle culture never removes decisions. It never lightens the load. There's always more to be done. All right. You're saying, so if hustling more isn't the answer, then what is the answer? Listen, my guy, it is systems over memory. You can't trust to keep everything in your own head. You've got to get them out of your head and onto paper or onto a computer document. The other thing you need to do is to get written standards. This is one of the reasons why you can't sleep well at night, guys. You got too many things your brain is trying to hold on to. I'm gonna give you one keystone tool, one habit, that if you use this every single day, it will allow you to rest like a baby. Are you ready for it? Here it is. And this is huge. Guys, do a brain dump every night. A brain dump is when you sit down and you write out every single thing that is weighing on your mind, everything that you're storing there, every appointment that you didn't write down, every task that you didn't put somewhere. Write it all down. Or if you prefer, which is what I like to do, is use a digital note. And that way you can transfer it to your to-do list or to your calendar for the next day. God designed us with a very specific design. And when you work with that design, you make an amazing difference in your life. Your brain is more designed for ideas than for storage. And when you try to use your brain for storage, your brain tries to tell you, hey, don't forget this, don't forget that. Did you do the thing that you were supposed to do for that customer? Did you get all the supplies ordered for the job? All of that stuff is happening at midnight or 2 a.m. unless you brain dump. Do it. You won't regret it. Now let's move on. There is one role shift you can make this week that will immediately lower the stress and the overwhelm in your business if you implement it. And that's even if nothing else changes. What you have to know is this: you're in player mode instead of owner mode. When I was younger, I used to love playing Madden football. Anybody else with me? And I used to love playing in franchise mode. Franchise mode is when you pick a team and you navigate them all the way through a season. Now, there were a couple of different modes that you could play. You could play the mode where you are actually controlling the players, you're picking the plays, you're signing the players, all of that stuff. Or you could play in owner mode. In owner mode, you're focused on the big, large, overarching decisions that have to be made. You're not stuck in the weeds about which players are going to be substituted in and out here and there. You're making the big financial decisions. You're making the guidance decisions that guide the whole direction of the ship. Now, I'm guessing that as an overworked contractor, you are not a bad business owner. You're an elite worker trapped in the wrong role. Like you're Brad Pitt playing a Will Ferrell character. Let me put it this way. A player reacts, he rescues, he fixes. And that's the thing that has made you successful to this point. There's nothing wrong with that. But an owner designs, decides once, and delegates. This is the new role that you have to take in your business. What got you to this point in your business will not eliminate the overwhelm. Let me tell you what will get you out of worker mode. What you need is an identity shift. I know that sounds abstract, but that is the key. So how do you do that? You make daily efforts and create daily habits of an owner. And before you know it, you're going to be an owner. One of the things I want you to practice from here on out is you never start a day without a daily execution plan that was made up that morning. Yeah, you might have thought it through the night before, and I want you to, but you are going to create a daily execution plan every single day. And on that daily execution plan, you are going to have your most important items at the very top. And those most important items, I want you to block out at least 60 to 90 minutes a day to work on those most important projects, those most important priorities. The other thing I want you to do is to have a daily scorecard, not run off of gut feel, not just go all willy-nilly, not just thinking, well, I think I had a good day. That doesn't really work. You need a daily scorecard where you measure yourself to see if you are making progress in the way that you want to be making it. And here's where most people get tripped up, because they think owner mode means being lazy. Why is that? You never avoided work to get here. And you always saw those guys that avoided work as the weak, wimpy dudes that never really had any good work ethic. They were never going to amount to anything because you hustled hard to get here. So in your mind, you think about someone who doesn't work as someone who's not worthy, who doesn't have a good work ethic. Someone who's not working 60 hours isn't really getting after it. That is a player's mindset. Remember, you've got to get to owner mindset. The owner mindset thinks about how can we accomplish this as a team? And how can I not be involved in it as the bottleneck? If you don't take on this mindset, you are going to be holding back your entire business. And while you're holding it back, you're going to live in constant chaos. Remember when I told you earlier that one tool fixes all of this? Well, this is where that comes in. And this is the mistake that I see a lot of faithful, hardworking business workers making. They assume that chaos is just part of the growth, like you can't have one without the other one. But get this, here's the truth. Chaos is actually a sign that structure is missing. It's a signal that your operating system is not up to snuff. Everything comes out of my brain and somewhere where I can actually do something with it. There's a morning ritual whereby I set forth my main priorities every day in the same way, methodically, moving me every day closer toward my main goals. And it also keeps all of those things that were slipping through the cracks, it keeps those together. And they get taken care of. What would that kind of peace of mind mean to you? It's absolutely everything to me. And it's the way that God intended you to run your business. The last thing this toolbox does is it gets me a standardized way of doing my whole life, not just my business. Because when chaos decreases, peace returns. Listen, if this video is hitting close to home for you, what I understand is that you don't need more motivation. You need an actual framework, a better framework. That's why I created the Chaos Crusher Toolbox. This is a complete system that helps you eliminate overwhelm in your business. It helps you create a calm environment so that you can operate in an optimal fashion. So your decision making is better, your family life is better, and you can earn more money by spending less time working. Drop a comment that says Chaos Crusher right here in the comments, and I will reach out to you and get this to you today. Like this video if you got something good out of it, and subscribe if you want more content to crush contractor chaos, build a business that runs without you, and reignite your spiritual fire. I'll see you on the next one.